Now, after looking at the overtime bonus, we are going to have to look again at, let me format it to look in a certain way. Let's have something like that. Now, let's look at the total pay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if that is the case, let's raise it to that, then we merge it, then we give it a border, we call it total pay. So when we are going to look at the total pay, here we are going to, let's give this a font size 18 as well. So after giving it font size 18, we also give it a border. After giving it a border, we copy our date here, and then we paste it here as well. We make sure it fits perfectly, and there we go. So how do we go about that? Let's also give this a different color, such as let's give it this color, and we have something like that. And this one, let's give it this color. This one, we give it this color, and this one, we shall give it the color afterwards. So for January, it's going to be equal sign sum, because we want to add the pay of January, 1st January, to the overtime of 1st January, and we get the total. So we are going to do this. So we get this value plus, we can use 2, or we can, no, 2 will not work for us here. We use plus, then this value, then close brackets, then we're going to see on 1st January, that's the amount the person got. So for 8th January, we are going to say equal sign sum, open brackets, 8th January, which is here, plus the overtime bonus of 8th January, close brackets. We get the value. We also autofill. Then we come and say equal sign sum, open brackets. We also choose, here we come and say 15th, the pay of 15th January plus the overtime bonus of 15th January, enter. We also get the value. Then we come to 22nd, where we say equal sign sum, open brackets, 22nd plus this, close brackets, enter. We also get the value. Then lastly, we are going to say equal sign sum, open brackets, the pay of 29th January plus the overtime bonus of 29th January, close brackets, enter. We get the value and we autofill. Then we have something of this kind. So you can see now how our system is developing, how long it's becoming, and how interesting Excel is getting for those who love dealing with systems such as this. So having looked at that, we are going to the other part, the last part of our work, which is looking at, it was called the Jan pay. and that is January pay. January pay. That is what we had called it. So under January pay, let's make it bold, increase the size to 18 as well, make it fit. And in January pay, we are going to get the total of the entire amount the person got on the different days, on 1st January, 8th January, 15th January, 22nd January and 29th January. So we need to know the total amount of the money we are paying that person by the end of January. So we are going to say equal sign sum, open brackets. We are going to choose this range here. We close, then we press enter. So at the end of it all, we can see how much that person is getting by the end of January. He's getting 107,000 Ugandan shillings. That's what he's getting by the end of January. So when we autofill, we're going to see all the amount of money that each person is supposed to get. So if you want to get the grand total for the payment for our employees, all the money, like maybe you're the boss here in this company and you want to know how much you're supposed to spend all to pay all your employees, we are going to have to deal with something which we shall call the grand total, which we can have it here, grand total. And this grand total, we can have it, let's do this, increase, then make it bold, make it red, make it red. Then we're going to have our grand total here. We also increase, bold, and make it red. So we are going to say equal sign sum, open brackets, the whole of this amount, because that is what each employee is supposed to get. We close bracket, press enter, and that is the total amount, 1,663,200. That is the money you're supposed to have by the end of January to pay all your employees. So that is basically the payroll system that we have developed, starting from here up to where we have ended. And that marks the end of our payroll system. Thank you so much for attending. Let's look at something in the next lecture.